Yo, gang, welcome back. Welcome back. What it do? It's the homie, the OG, Big Blue. How y'all doing out there, house gang? Gang. How y'all doing, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. Look, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long tonight, but everybody loves to talk about, Black Panther, as they should, right? The Kang. Everybody loves to talk about Black Panther. We all recently been talking about Sam Wilson is Cap. That got a lot of traction over the summer, right? Got a lot of traction over the summer. But before Wakanda was a $1 billion franchise, there was the Dakota verse. There was Dakota. It is Black History Month. And today I'm not talking about the MCU. Nope. Today I am not talking about the MCU. I am not. I'm talking about the Gang of Four. The Gang of Four. I'm talking about Dwayne McDuffie. I'm talking about Dennis Cowan, Michael Davis, and Derek T. Dingle. The Gang of Four. Now, back in 93, right? Back in 93, they ain't asked for a seat at the table. They wouldn't ask for no seat at the table. Not back in 93. They woke up and said, hey, man, how about we just build our own table? Let's just get all the things that we need to get together to build our own table. Right? And here we are in 2026. And we still eating off the recipe that they wrote. Still eating off the recipes that they wrote. So tonight, we are talking about Milestone and the Gang of Four. Let's get into it. Yeah. What up? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Hit that notification bell as you coming in. Please do. Please do. Please do. Please do. I want to start, since we talk about the Gang of Four and Milestone, I want to talk about Static. Because I think everybody who is somebody knows something about Static Shock. If you don't know about Milestone, you know about Static Shock. You know about Old Virgil, right? You know about it. So I want to talk about the real state of things. Do you remember where you were back in 2020, 2021? Do you remember that? Do you remember DC FanDome? Hmm? You remember that? Do you remember I want to say they announced a Static Shock movie back then. Michael B. Jordan was set to produce. You remember that? Everybody got all hyped for it. Well, look at the calendar now. February 2026. Still no Static Shock. Let's see what my homeboy Jimmy Gunn had to say about why there is no Static Shock. Let's talk about it. See what he had to say.
This was the future Static dreamed of. In his 30s,
You mentioned there's challenges with the character. Could you share?
It's all about integrating him with the DC universe because he's not a character that's traditionally a part of the DC universe.
You're
So
absolutely right.
It's kind of like the Authority, you know. So like the Authority's been a little bit of a challenge simply because integrating it with the DCU has been a difficult thing to do. And the same thing is true of Static Shock, and you know, hopefully we'll figure out a way to do that.
Well, you did a great job with Superman, so I'm not worried.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I didn't let you answer the question. I forgot.
No, it's all good. Static Shock is, to me, one of the coolest. Like you said, it's not an original DC character. It's kind of more so, like you said, the Authority. So, you know, I just saw they announced that Batman Beyond and Static Shock having a comic together. That's cool. I'm a huge, like, fan. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, bro. Yo, bro, you are bro.
Why was Big Sean hanging out with with James Gunn, man? why was they hanging out together? That's kind of wild, man. That's kind of wild. But yeah, y'all don't remember FanDome, but I'm pretty sure y'all remember James Gunn having something to say about the Static Shock movie. We just heard him say it was difficult. That it's difficult to get him into the DCU universe for some reason. Now, I'm not necessarily buying that. I'm not buying that it's difficult to get Static Shock in the DC universe. I'm hearing rumors that they want to bring Blue Beetle back and get him ingratiated into the DC universe. If they can bring Blue Beetle in, right? If they can bring Blue Beetle in, then what would be so hard for them to bring Static Shock into the DCU? It shouldn't be an issue to bring them into the DCU. Neither one of them. Let alone Static Shock. And I think Static Shock has more of a fanfare as of right now than Blue Beetle does. Especially when when you're dealing with diverse characters. And yeah, I know Milestone is not owned by DC, but DC does license Milestone. It's licensed through DC, which means they can use Static Shock. So I'm not understanding what the issue is in bringing Static into the DCU. So where's the movie? Where's the talks about the movie? Why isn't that brought up? James Gunn, Peter Safran, y'all got DCU over there. Y'all got it over there. What's good, Pam? You in the building, I see you. Ginger, what's up, Ginger? The DCU, the new DCU, whatever we call it, that's y'all. Y'all made certain announcements that just probably not gonna show up. I'm hearing Paradise Lost, the Wonder Woman prequel or whatever it's supposed to be, like the Game of Thrones-esque type prequel to Wonder Woman that they wanted to do is no longer on the table. Cancel. Up out of here, right? It's like you just announcing stuff for no reason. And I know things change. Y'all in the middle of a buyout right now, getting bought up by Netflix. Things change. Leadership movements and things of that nature, I understand. But this was back in 2021, I want to say, with FanDome. Right? Back in 2021 with FanDome. We got Superman. We got Supergirl rocking, coming out. But when you ask about Static, you get the same answer. Just like Q brought up. legal complexities, rights issues. Oh, we still got it. Oh, I didn't know. That's, to me, that's code for we haven't figured out how to pay the Milestone creators what they're worth. That's what I hear. We haven't figured out how to pay these guys what they worth yet. And that's frustrating to me because they will pay any and everybody else what they worth, but when it comes to these black creators, it's always an issue. It's always some red tape. There's always some politics involved. Why? That shit is frustrating to me. Why is it always an extra step? When it's money to be made, it should be money to be made. Always an extra step. That is frustrating. Hella frustrating. Virgil Hawkins deserves to be on the big screen. That's what I believe. And if the homie Chill was here streaming with me right now, he'd be yelling at the top of his lungs about Static Shock. Because he deserves to be on the big screen. Milestone does not deserve to be stuck in some lawyer's office being litigated about rights and everything. The fans need it. The fans need it. Like point blank, period. Let's see what the creators of Milestone or those who are still with us had to say back in 20. I want to say this was 2021.
All right, hey everybody, I am Echo Kellum, and first of all, I'm so happy to be able to interview you guys. Static Shock was such a huge thing for me growing up and whatnot. But for those of us who might not know,
this is for people who don't even understand or know what Milestone is.
Could you please tell us what Milestone and Milestone Media is?
Milestone was founded actually was founded in the 90s by myself with Derek Dingle, Michael Davis, and Dwayne McDuffie, the late great Dwayne McDuffie. People of color are underrepresented in this industry, especially, I mean, in the entertainment industry in general, but especially in comic books. So we all got together with the idea of doing comic books for creators of color. The best way to do that was to get together and to create a line of books that would reflect and represent our culture.
So that was back in 2021. They did a FanDome panel, and that's when I believe the Static Shock movie was announced. Right? I can't find the actual clip of when it was announced and everything like that, but from my understanding, a Static Shock movie was announced. We are at 2026. There's no word of a Static Shock movie. I just played Jimmy saying he's having difficulties trying to figure out how to fit Static into the DCU. To me, the Static Shock world and the Superman world that we got lines right up. Lines right up. So, like I said, I'm not understanding what the issue is. What is the issue? How hard is it to get Dakota into the DCU? It's a fictional place. Just slide it in. Right? Just slide it in. It's a fictional place. It ain't real. Dakota ain't real. At least not that Dakota. Slide it in. It'll fit right in. Right? It should. We want to see Icon. Are y'all scared that Icon would get more fanfare than Soups? Huh? Zombie? Can we get a zombie? Hardware? Rocket? Huh? Any of these characters? Static? Y'all just don't want to pay. I don't, and to tell you the truth, I don't care what they asking price is. You wildin'. But I don't care what they asking price is. I think you pay whatever they asking price is. I think you do that. Right? I believe you do that. So the message for today is, because I'm not gonna hold y'all too long, man. I'm a little hungry. Message for today is we gotta stop waiting for Hollywood to validate us. We gotta stop waiting for Hollywood to validate us. Because that's what Milestone did. They wasn't waiting for DC or Marvel or whoever to validate them. You know what I'm saying? They just came out with their stuff. They built it on their own. So if you want to support Milestone, you don't need them. We don't need movie tickets, right? We don't need a movie ticket. Go down to your local comic shop. It's some new Milestone things dropping. Go get some back order stuff. Go back and learn who Icon is. Go back and learn Hardware, Zombie, Blood Syndicate, Static, Hardware. I think they got the Shadow Cabinet run that just finished up. The art by Denise Cowan is still legendary. Stories. Them stories coming out of Dakota still sharp, still mean a lot, still carry heavy weight. And rest easy to Dwayne McDuffie. He left us a dope ass blueprint. Right? He taught us that we can contain multitudes of things when it comes to this art form of comics and characters and things of that nature. So I'm over here thinking about why Static hasn't shown up either on the big screen, little screen, whatever. I'm not even gonna be mad about that. I'm gonna just shine light where the light needs to be shown at, which is on Milestone as a whole. Right? And give the architects of this thing some good publicity and let them know that we riding for them. So go check out their books, man. Hell, just go if you got a library card, you go down to the library, check out get some Milestone comics out of the library. You got the Hoopla app where you can read comics through the Hoopla app. Like it's things you can do to support and drive the conversation up, right? Drive the analytics up when it comes to Milestone. That way we let DC know that, hey, look, we watching. These are the things that we like. We like Milestone. We like Static. We like Icon and Rocket. We like Hardware. We like Zombie. We like the Blood Syndicate. That's how we keep them lights on in Dakota. That's how we do that. And that's how we represent for the architects right here. The architects of Dakota. So yeah, Q, this segment is short. I get into we'll talk a little bit of rumors. I see Lawrence got his rumor up. We'll talk about that. But you know how I like to end the segment, man, with asking y'all a question. I want to end it like this. What is y'all's favorite Milestone character? Is it Static, Icon, Rocket, Hardware, Zombie, I'm gonna keep saying zombie. Put it in the chat. Let's flood the algorithm with some milestone love today. I'm gonna go read some of this new icon that dropped within the last couple years, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So let's take a break real quick, and we'll get into some comments. Y'all, hey, if y'all got whatever rumor y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat, and we'll talk about it. Because I saw some rumors today too. But let's take this quick break real quick. You, welcome back. Let's see what's good. I think I missed a. What did I miss? Baby Cat's Eye Fan. Thank you for the sub. Let me give you this right here.
I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize or you run like a solitary rat.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate the sub, man. Yeah. What's good? Lawrence say the widow gatekeeping, just pay her and give. Hey, that's all you got to do. Do that. Get the EP credit. Call it a day. I don't know what's so hard about doing these things, man. I do not know what's so hard about just giving people the credit that they deserve. You know what I mean? Lauren said the new rumor that Wonder Woman show got canceled too. Yeah, I heard that Paradise Lost got canceled. From my understanding, the people who were pitching this, were trying to pitch and to be the showrunner. They were told that, hey, look, you ain't got to pitch no more because this is not going anywhere. Now, I look at that as maybe a good thing, right? Because the show was like without Wonder Woman in it. It was pre-Wonder Woman. And it was supposed to be like Game of Thrones-ish, like, you know what I'm saying, the politics of Themyscira and stuff like that way back then. I don't know if that would have been a bad show, but I don't know if it would have been a good show neither, especially without Wonder Woman. I think people want the big three. We saw Superman. We want Batman. We want Wonder Woman, right? We want our Justice League to come together. So I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing, canceling it. That way you cancel it. Maybe they already got their Wonder Woman cast. Wonder Woman. I think now is the time to start announcing real things. Well, let me back up because they're still in the middle of being bought out. Soon as that ink is signed on that paperwork, it can still be wet. I don't care. You start announcing real credible things that's coming. A lot of people say Jimmy just be out here running his trap. He be lying. Hey, look, I do think he be lying, and he like to fib a lot. But announcing certain movies, I don't think he fibs about those movies. I think they were given a green light. They just didn't go anywhere. This is one of those. And I think things change. As time happens, things change. They talked about, we saw, everybody's running with it. Oh, the Superman movie it flopped. The dude, Ted Serrano, I think that's how you pronounce his name, did not say that it flopped. That's not what he said. He said it underperformed. There's flopping and there's underperforming, right? Whatever their goal was, let's say their goal was get to 800. Let's say their goal was get to 800. They didn't reach their goal, and they probably looked at the projections and said, you know what, we're not getting to 800. We're not getting to 800. So why keep hemorrhaging money to the movie theaters? Let's just pull it. Let's just pull it, put it on streaming, call it a day. That's it. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. You said a word when you said I didn't want to hold you too long. I thought you was ending soon. Nah, I mean that segment, that part, that part. I mean, it's still gonna be a short, quicker live, but you know, Static Shock you never heard of any of them other characters, man. See, that's why I'm doing this Milestone thing, man. Go read Milestone. Go check out Milestone. Matter of fact, it's a documentary. I think it's a documentary on either Netflix. Let me see. Milestone. I want to say it's on Netflix. HBO Max is what it's on. Go check out. It's called Milestone Generations. Came out back in 2022. It's a documentary that chronicles the history of Milestone Media, which was the groundbreaking comic book company founded in 1993 by Black artists and writers to increase the representation in the industry. Go check it out, man. It covers the company's launch back in the 90s. It's a 4-year run in a partnership with DC Comics, and the impact of the characters like Static and Icon, and also the relaunch back in 2021. Go check it out. This is Black History. It's Black History Month. That is Black History, especially in the realm that we're dealing with right now. Go check that out. Go check it out. And if you don't have HBO Max, I'm pretty sure you can go on YouTube and find a lot of documentaries. I'm looking at one right now, the cultural impact of Milestone Media. Just Google Milestone Media and just let them run down everything. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Pretty sure you'll like it. Lawrence with the $5. He says, "Happy Black History Month." That's right. That's right. Happy Black History Month, man. Let me give you something. Give you something. Black history. Black history.
Cheetah's out of control. I'm out of control. This whole damn party's out of control.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Lawrence. You always, you a real one, cuz. You a real one. You always come through and drop a little change on your boy, man. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. He says the money would double if they just pay. Just pay. Just pay her. Right? Just pay her. I think she's a little bit more cooperative. I don't want to use that word. I'm using it the wrong way. I think she's a little bit more lenient now, from my understanding, and that's why we're getting a little bit more Milestone trickling out, especially when it comes to like Static and all these things. She's playing ball a little bit more with negotiations. But yeah, just pay her the money so they can to get the lease right. So they can lease these characters. It's real simple. It's not. It ain't algebra. Oh well, it ain't calculus. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Simple, simple, simple. I heard this too. I think that's the best thing to do. Clayface being pushed into October. I think they pushed it into a week right before Halloween. Perfect. Perfect. Nobody's in your way. It's just you. Budget of, I forgot what, let me see what the Clayface budget is. I don't think it's high. 40 to 45 million. You come out that weekend, nothing comes out for 2 weeks, I want to say, because after that, I think Godzilla -0 comes out. So you're gonna have to contend with that, and that's a heavy hitter. But if Clayface is good and it comes out, it can do runaway numbers. It could do 100 would be good for Clayface, right? Now, if it comes out and it does 3, If it comes out and does 3, shit. Like my boys say, man, selling right on Halloween time. I think that's a good play. Bravo to them. Bravo to them. Jay, you got Max. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Kevin Jackson, what's up, man? Let me test your R&B knowledge, brother. You down? Go ahead. What you need? Test me. So people need horror for Halloween, because especially if you are of my age, right? I ain't out doing the trick or treating thing. Probably not even gonna hit no Halloween parties. I can go over to the movie theater, kick it. Um, Footsteps in the Dark for me, man. I'm a huge Isley Brother fan. Footsteps in the Dark. Footsteps in the Dark. Footsteps in the Dark. My pops was an Earth, Wind, and Fire guy too, though. But me and my older brother, Isley Brothers. Isley Brothers. I'm old school gangster. We rolled around to R&B, old, you know what I'm saying? That's so yeah. But yeah, people need that for Halloween, and that's an easy lick to me. If I'm Warner Brothers or Netflix, whoever is gonna be in charge at that time, that's an easy lick. You put that in there, let it run for those 45 days. You're gonna at least make 100. You're gonna at least make 100. Easy money, I would say. This dude is still going. The Spinners, man. The Spinners. Falling in love. The Spinners. What you talking about? What you trying to check my age? He hit me with all the old stuff. Come on now. He throwing me off. He throwing me off. Oh man. What is this? Too long. But yeah, nah, I think that they're gonna have to be doing some shuffling over there. James Gunn and all of them gonna have to do some type of shuffling and get things concrete. Because I think right now they don't have they don't have nothing concrete other than Superman. Like his Superman world is concrete. And like I've been trying to tell people, I believe him. I'm gonna answer your question in a second. I believe James Gunn and Matt Reeves are at odds. I think they've been at odds since he took over. I think that's why there hasn't been a Batman, because they are at odds. Because it just don't make sense for them to not even be going that way into having Batman. The most popular, the most financially viable, and you don't have a Batman, and he don't have a Batman because Warner Brothers is not letting him have a Batman, because they're looking at Matt Reeves as Batman that's making money and saying, hey, we're making money with Matt Reeves. But then I asked the question, why even bring James Gunn in and give him the keys to the DCU castle if you're not going to let him do what he's supposed to do? That never made sense to me, man. Let me answer Kelvin's question real quick. He said Commodore Zoom or the floaters float on. I want to go a tie with this. I like Zoom, right? I'm far too far away from here. I like Zoom, right? But then the floaters float on, which is like a song that lasts for like the whole day. Like you could just put floaters float on, and it plays. Like you can go to work, you can put the record on, boom, go to work, come back, and that record will still be on. That's how long Float On is from the Floaters is, right? He say no ties. Come on, dog. No ties. All right, no ties. Float on. What do I want to pick, man? That's the hard. This might be the hardest question to ask. I'm gonna go Zoom. I'm gonna go Zoom. He coming with it, man. Have I passed yet? Oh man. Yeah, his contract runs until 2027. You think they're trying to stall him out? You think they're trying to stall Jimmy Gunn out until 2027? He said if Netflix don't rock with it, he out. I mean, that's normally how it goes. If we don't see the vision that you have, normally we might give you 1 or 2 movies to prove yourself, and if it's not viable, then you got to move on. You know what I'm saying? Q say, "Oh, most def they not playing well. They not playing well together. They are not playing well together, and I don't understand it. I just don't get. It was like damn near premature. Peter Safran, James Gunn, y'all come in and head this up, not knowing that you still got. Because remember when they were called upon to head up the DCU, you still had a lot of these threads that was hanging that needed to be tended to, and to me, they never tended to them. They never tended to him. And now with Matt Reeves' Batman, that shouldn't even been a thing. That shouldn't have been a thing. If I'm coming in, you want me to come in and lead up, then I should have the full autonomy to pick and choose my players or my staff or what I'm going to do. You hired me as a creative, but you kneecapping me because you're not letting me play with Batman. You're not letting me play with the Batman toy, right? That ain't cool. That is not cool. The Batman is the moneymaker. The fans will ride if they cancel the one they have. I don't know. I mean, they'll probably ride now because they said that we're doing a Batman 2, but this was before they said a sequel was coming. This was before they said the sequel was coming. Or they still haven't come up with a good enough plan on separating the two. Because if we are doing Matt Reeves' Batman and he has his world, the announcements that they make when it comes to the separation, James Gunn, Matt Reeves, hasn't been enough to convince the fans that James Gunn is allowed to even play with Batman. That's right. He was first. He like Ray J and Soulja Boy. I hit it. Hit it first. So I understand. I totally understand that. Totally get it. I just think it was bad management for even letting James Gunn come into the building to giving him the keys. That's all I'm saying. All right, Kevin's still on it. Denise Williams, because I just recently listened to Denise Williams. So I'm gonna go with Denise Williams. Just recently listened to Denise Williams. So I gotta go with Denise Williams. He said I'm doing good. They should have gave Matt. I don't know if I want to. Matt takes a long time with his decision. That's why it's taking so long for the Batman 2 to come up. He takes a long time with his writing. I don't know how good he would be as an executive, as a producer. I don't know. Just like people are having issues with James Gunn being creative and quirky and stuff like that when it comes to making these movies. I don't know what Matt Reeves would have came in, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, what is Matt Reeves? filmography. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Let's see. Because I think what Matt Reeves did, he did the Planet of the Apes joints, right? Which are my joint. I love those Planet of the Apes joints because I think that's him. Them Planet of the Apes. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Where you at, Matt Reeves? So yep, he did Under Siege 2. Oh, he didn't direct that, but he was a writer on that. That's the Paul Bearer, never seen it. The Yards, didn't see it. Cloverfield. I rock with Cloverfield. Let Me In. I like that because I'm a big vampire guy. Um, then he did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. He didn't do the new ones though. He just did those two, so that's dope. Then he did the Batman. So his feature filmography ain't that bad. He's done some TV work too. Nothing that I'm necessarily familiar with other than The Penguin, Batman the Cape Crusader. Felicity, he did some directing and executive producer on Felicity. I like Felicity a little bit. So but for the most part, his movies is pretty good. Cloverfield got a C and Cinema Score C. Well, Cloverfield got a 78 Rotten Tomatoes. Let Me In got an 88. So for the most part, he's good. This Paul Bearer is the only bad one critically. Everything made money but Let Me In. Why didn't Let Me In make money? Let Me In was good. Everything made money but Let Me In. And the Paul Bearer, whatever the Paul Bearer is. So Blade or Black Panther? Are we talking movies? If we're talking movies, I'm going Blade. If we're talking characters, I'm gonna go Black Panther. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. So if Matt Reeves would have been given the keys to come in, because I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you this. I wasn't a big fan of the Batman. I was not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Robert Pattinson as Batman, and I'm not a big fan of that movie. Right? And maybe I need to go back and watch it. But I'm again just to refresh my brain. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Batman. And I guess because we coming off of Ben Affleck's Batman, and I wanted that type of Batman to be the leading Batman going into, you know what I'm saying, a new universe or to start things up or to shake things up. And I just was disappointed in that. You know what I'm saying? So, but who knows? Would it have just been because the question I guess what I'm trying to pose to you is, are we giving him the keys alone, or would it have been a package deal like Peter Safran and James Gunn? With Matt Reeves would have came in with a certain producer that he likes to work with? You know what I'm saying? Would it have been that? So that's how I feel about it. I don't know. I think what I would do is, if I'm Peter Safran and James Gunn, I talk to Mike Flanagan, I talk to Matt Reeves, I go and get some creatives who can really push these movies and these films forward in a dope way. That's what I do. Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt? Tales from the Crypt, man. Tales from the Crypt. The intro and the crypt keeper popping up and laughing. That's the dopest intro to me, man. Tales from the Crypt. I like Twilight Zone, but Tales from the Crypt. What you should have asked was Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt. I might I might would have picked Creep Show. But nah, Tales from the Crypt gave us some good stuff. Whether it was Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood, or Tales from the Crypt, the one with Jada Pinkett in it. Oh, I can't think of that. And the one with Jada Pinkett was a way better movie than Bordello of Blood. You said, and if Black Adam had popped off, Dwayne would have had it. DC just swing from branch to branch. They think they could suit their needs instead of scouting and picking who fits. I think I agree up until this point. I do think that they scouted James Gunn. I think James Gunn is a good pick. I think he's a good pick. Him and Peter Safran. Maybe they give him too much leash to play with, right? But I don't think James Gunn is a bad pick. I think what it is the internal beef that's going on. Dynamic Duo hasn't came out yet, and that's just supposed to be a cartoon. That ain't even dropped, right? Brave and the Bold, right? Like anything Batman related seems to get stuck in limbo. Why is that? I just can't place that in the fault of James Gunn. I just can't, because it just seems like there is some type of fight going on. Some type of the T'Challa mandate, like over at Marvel. You can't use him right now until we, you know what I'm saying, until we figure out some things going on. The Fog or the Mist. I want to say The Fog. That was Stephen King, right? I want to say The Fog. Was that Stephen King? Or is the Mist Stephen King? I'm getting them mixed up. You know what? I think the Mist. The Fog had, when they redid The Fog, that was the one that had Superman in it, right? Had from Smallville. Oh, the Fog. So the Fog is the John. Yeah, that's the one that had my man from Smallville in it when they redid it. Okay. I'm going with the Mist then. I like the Mist better. Nah, I just think one is king. I think the Mist is king. The Fog, like you said, is John Carpenter. The Fog it came out of the water. I remember a dude standing on the boat, came out of the water, and it kind of changed. Either they went missing. I'm trying to remember the Fog. I saw them both. I like the Mist better though. The Mist did piss me off at the end. The Mist pissed me off at the end. So said the Batman has grown on me. Still not a fan of Battinson, but I like the direction of Reeves. And yes, the key to the DC. Yes, the key to the DC city, all to Reeves. Okay, hey, look. If that's what you want to give it, I'm not mad at it, Q. I'm not mad at it. I just want to see look. I don't really, the only reason why I go so hard for Gunn is because I want competition. Competition means that we win. We as the fans win. We as the fans win. When Marvel has to look, when Marvel open up that door and look across the street and they see DC over there building, you know what I'm saying? Making things happen, they got to go back to the drawing board. Instead of us getting dry ass, bore ass Wonder Man, they got to make something that actually pop. Steel sharpen steel. Right? Steel sharpen steel. That's the reason why I go. It's not necessarily a big like oh, James Gunn is the best director. It ain't that. Is I want to see DC as a whole win. If I could see them win, get some W's, some notches in their belt, we good. We off to the races. We really gonna be eating this fan. But if he failed, or not him, if DC fails again, I just don't know, man. Just don't know. The Thing, The Thing. The Thing is dope. I think that was I like that whole story. Antarctica, alien. Uh, you're in a place that where you really can't run from, so you got to deal with the thing. You know. But They Live has some dope meta commentary in it. But I'm gonna go with The Thing. I'm gonna go with The Thing. I didn't like him as Bruce, but I liked his Batman. Okay. The Static will be the DC Universe version of Miles Morales. Can be if they push it, right? If they push Static, Static can damn sure be because I think Miles Morales is more so the Static archetype anyway. Like, he had pushed or Static. I'm sorry, Miles to me takes from Static, right? They kind of similar in that vein. So I'm with you on that. That was The Mist. The Mist had Thomas Jane in it. That pissed me off at the end. Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Hills Have Eyes. Mm. I'm gonna go Texas Chainsaw Massacre just off of legacy. Off of legacy alone. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They Live for me. That was the Matrix before the. You right. I mean, it was the Matrix. That's why I said it had some meta commentary. But I like The Thing. I like the POV of ain't nowhere to run. Like, where am I gonna go out here with this thing? That's what I also like. What was it? 31 Days, I think what it was called. When the vampire showed up to Alaska and the sun went down and then, was not coming back up for like 31 days or something like that. I think that's what it was called. I like things like that. Like, now you gotta stay and fight. You gotta figure it out. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in, or let the right one in, whether you're picking the Swedish version of it or you picking the Americanized version of it. I like Let Me In. Matter of fact, it was that Let Me In that had a TV show I thought was dope. It didn't go anywhere. A lot of things get canceled, but it was a dope show. I thought it was a dope show. What movie with Josh Hart in it? I don't know what movie with Josh Hart in it you talking about. What do you like? What do you think of Warner Brothers merger? The vampire movie you mentioned was called 30 Days and Night. That's it. Yeah, with Josh Hartnett. That's it. My bad, Q. I'm tripping. Yes. Alaska, not Antarctica. Alaska. I'm tripping, Q. My bad. Hey man, blame my mind, not my heart. My bad. He said, "What do you think of the Warner Brothers merger?" I'm not pro or I'm not against it, and I'm not for it. I'm just tired of companies buying other companies, right? Sooner or later, it's just gonna be one company, and that takes away from a person's ability to work or a person's ability to be creative. Because it used to be a time where you can go from this studio, that if you had a script or if you was trying to act or if you had music or whatever your product was that you was trying to sell, it was different outlets to go to, different companies to go to. Now it's just one company. Sooner or later, if that one company passes on you, there are no other alternatives. That's what it's going to become. No other alternative, and that's the part that I don't like. But since I'm not in control of anybody's business, Warner Brothers selling to Netflix, I'm not mad at that. I'm glad that it's not Paramount, right? I thought maybe Apple would take a swing at it, but they didn't. But or I wouldn't have mind if Warner Brothers would have just annexed off a lot of their companies that's under them. You know what I'm saying? Spin those things off and just keep pushing forward. I think Warner Brothers is viable. I think it's a dope company. They had a hell of a run last year. I think you keep that momentum going. Exodus of Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity. The Exorcist is not a good movie. All that hype and hoopla from back in the day, yada yada. It's not a good movie. It's really not. Paranormal Activity, really ain't no better, but I think it passes the smell check better than The Exorcist does. Right. The last Paranormal Activity, where it was like a hybrid of found footage, but it was actual actors and stuff like that. It was an actual movie. I thought that was dope. And I think that was just on Paramount. I think it went straight to streaming Paramount because I think it came out during the pandemic. That was dope. But Paranormal Activities, those found footage joints, some of them be good. Some of them be good. So where you getting these questions from, man? Who had the better transition? Was it Silver Bullet or Howling? I'm gonna go Howling. I'm gonna go Howling. I think Silver Bullet's werewolves was ugly as hell, if I remember correctly. They both had some ugly ass werewolves, but I think Silver Bullet's just. But the practical effects is dope. I love practical effects. If it's one thing that I want Hollywood to bring back and start using more, is practical effects. Practical effect. CG, your mind already knows when something isn't real. So a lot of times with a lot of this CGI that they do, your mind knows it's real. So you're not in the same mood or mindset if you saw, practical effects. At least that's what I think. That's what I think. All right, Kevin. Last one, brother. Last one, okay? Last one. Halloween or Friday the 13th. I am a huge Jason Voorhees fan. Huge. You know what? I wish Mika was on the show with me. Huge Jason Voorhees fan. And I think this question is not fair. I don't think you can put Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees and make you pick and choose. I just don't. But with me being a huge Jason Voorhees fan, I gotta go with Jason. Jason has been to space. Michael Myers has not. That's it. That is it. Jason went to space. Michael Myers stayed here. Stay here. So that's how I look at it. But that's a hard one, man. That is a hard one. That's a hard one. That's tough. So Tuesday, just watched Silver Bullet the other day with my pops. We went in on a king binge. Yeah. What you thought of the practical effects in that? What you thought of the practical effects in that? I'm only cutting you off because I'm about to wrap it up. That's why. That's the only reason why I'm cutting you off. I'll be Monday. Check me out Monday. I think we'll either be doing Blurred AF or I might just be doing a solo show. I might do both. I might do a solo show and Blurred AF on Monday. No, it'll probably just be Blurred AF because my son has a baseball game and I'm probably gonna get back a little bit later. So check back Monday and you can fire off more questions. I like this. I like the question thing. Hey, come back, okay? Come back because I do think that's dope. Will I be checking out Mortal Kombat 2? Yes, I will. I will be checking out Mortal Kombat 2. Torian in the building. What up? Yeah, man. Overteen in the house. He said for the time I said, okay. I mean, compared to Howling, what do you think? I think the best practical effects for me was Werewolf in London when it comes to a werewolf. So yep. But let's wrap this thing up, man. Let's wrap this thing up. Y'all go check Milestone out. Go do the research. It's Black History Month. It's Black History Month. Y'all go do the research. Check them brothers out, man. The architects. Please go do that. Please go do that. Nah, that wasn't Michael J. Fox. You thinking of and I got the costume. You thinking of Teen Wolf. You thinking of Teen Wolf. Not Werewolf in London. So yeah, the howling effects was the best. There we go. But yeah, y'all know what it is. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here, right? Y'all take it easy, be safe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the way out of the door. And like that there, family, we are Audi 5,000. Peace. Yada.
This concludes today's broadcast from Blues News. We hope you enjoyed tonight's programming and the time we've shared together.
Right. Always be about being authentic. Drop like that. Drop to what it was March, so that we added to the slate on the strength of an exception. So I think it's confidence. I think that
Blues News is dedicated to bringing you the very best in pop culture, music, and conversation, serving viewers everywhere, every day. On behalf of our staff and crew, we thank you for watching. We'll return tomorrow with more entertainment, insight, and fun for the whole house gang. Good night and good luck.